Round 3 of the 95 Super Tourist Championship sees the circus move south to Symmons Plains in Tassie. Boy, oh boy, put on your long johns as the Mercury travels south as well. The only hot thing down here was the practice lap times of Jeff Allen in the factory Ford Mondeo. He posted a sub-58 second lap yesterday, the fastest time of all the competitors. However, he couldn't repeat the feat. In official qualifying, he finished up 9th on the grid.
Well, a bit of a disappointment. We only did one practice yesterday morning, the first practice session, and an engine mount broke on the car, and put a new engine mount in it yesterday, which took some time, and did a few modifications, and did 3 laps this morning, and the engine mounting broke yet again, and it's causing us a big problem.
Other hot prospects for the weekend are privateers Stephen Richards in the Valvoline Alfa Romeo and Graham Moore in the Bellray Opel Vector. In only their second round of the Super Tourers, they have qualified 3rd and 4th respectively, relegating the Audis to 5th and 7th.
We're going to try and beat the factory cars if that's possible. I mean, it's always a tough assignment, but we're out here to do as best we can, and that means beat the privateers and the factory.
Whether or not they're capable of beating the factory teams is yet to be seen. Catching the BMW seems unlikely, but Symmons Plains has 2 long straights, and the Opel, Alfa and Mondeo are all quicker in a straight line than the Audis. It should make for some very close racing. Nice touch by the organisers here in Tassie, allowing the drivers to go out and say hello to the fans. I mean, we see them in helmets and balaclavas. It's nice to be able to say, how you doing? And they're having a good time here, Warwick Brooklyn.
Yeah, oh, it's great. Symmons Plains, perfect circuit for some of the cars that haven't featured so far this year. It's very fast. The weather is going to be good on tyres, I think. It's not too hot. And we've got a good crowd here, about 5,000.
2.41 kilometres in length. No lap record, as you can see, because the tourers are yet to race here. Who will be the quickest on the day? Let's have a look. Well, it was Morris and Brabham, the 2 BMWs, still on the front row, but Richards is there.
Yes, and Moore doing a good job in the Opel. He's got up there on the 2nd row, and the front-wheel drive is really showing that they can take it to the factory teams at Symmons Plains.
Okay, the 2 BMWs of Brabham and Morris get away side by side. They make the run down the straight here, but it's going to be Morris. Morris up on the inside now over Brabham. Nice movement. Look who's in 3rd place. Stephen Ellery, and the Opel's well placed too.
Yes, Ellery's got up to 3rd. Oh, Stephen Richards, he stalled the car on the grid. Oh, what bad luck for him. He did so well in practice.
Can't believe it. Richards on the line of the Alfa. Ah, what bad luck for him. Well, that'll be interesting now when the charge comes on. Can he make his way back? Riding now with Allen. This is in the Mondeo. Down he comes. This is into the tight hairpin. The Volvo, Tony Scott in front of him. Also one of the Audis.
Volvo, Scott goes around the outside of Murphy. Noah gets chopped off again. 2nd gear, 3rd gear. Up to 4th now, working over the back of the Volvo.
Got plenty of mumbo. I tell you, the Mondeo as it goes screaming down past the Volvo and the Audi. Gives chase there. There we are, side by side with the Audi and the Volvo right behind him.
The Mondeo, he'll be very good to watch. Be going through the field very quick in practice.
Up behind Moore in the Opel there. He's closing there, but up front now it's still Morris and Brabham running nose and tail and 2 Diet Coke BMWs. They've been the pace leaders so far, but look at Stephen Ellery in the X-Works BMW in behind him, the privateer. What a great drive from him. Up into 3rd and nothing in this so far.
Yes, he's getting over the back of the factory cars. He hasn't got the sequential gearbox that the factory cars have got. And the Audi doing better in the race. Graham Moore also doing well.
Yeah, good performance from Moore in the Opel. That's that grey and red car you can see there. This is Allen coming up behind the very car we talk about. Onto the brakes for the hairpin. Oh, no, 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 no. He's gone. Locks him up and slides off and can't get the engine restarted. Have a look at this.
Just locked up the fronts. We're too deep under brakes.
Well, he's sitting there trying to get some assistance. He can't get it started. He say, come on, start me. Welcome back to Symmons Plains. You're looking at Graham Moore and the Opel there. Big performance from him today. This circuit obviously suits the car.
Yes, and this is a car that Jeff Allen actually drove in the British Touring Car Championship last year. And Graham's doing very well, supported by Central Motorsport in Indonesia.
2 Audis there. You see young Murphy now challenging the boss, Brad Jones, as they come into the hairpin. Watch the grunt now as they put it down and head down this very long straight with just a left-hand kick in it. Really getting some big horsepower, the Audis. Audis at the moment. The Opal low. Sits nice and the track looks very balanced.
Yeah, the front-wheel drive cars are doing very well at Symmons. Their lighter weight and more power at the wheels is really helping them. Up to about 225 kilometres an hour.
Down with the brakes now, as you see. Tries to balance the car and line it up. This is Ellery. Done a terrific job. Sits in behind the two leading BMWs, back in third place. Cars a delight. Beautifully turned out, and he's done a great job too.
Yeah, he's actually looking very good for the Toka Privateers honours.
Up front, still Morris and Brabham. There's Ellery. That's the gap between 1, 2 and 3. Now Brad Jones in the Audi with the yellow flashes comes into view. There's Murphy. There's Moore. And Stephen Richards now up into 7th place. Remember, he stalled on the grid. What a drive from the kid. The kid now hammers his way around the hairpin. He'll open it up, and the Alpha's got plenty, let me tell you. Right with him now. Stephen Richards works the gearbox. Down the back straight. He'll go through the kid. Watch him pick it up. Oh, she's got some mambo. She's really going the Alfa Romeo now. Winds it up, and can he catch him up in the 7th place? Great drive.
The surprising thing with the Alfa is it's very strong under brakes. Car gets light in the rear, slightly lock up. Now hard on the power. Coming up to start finishing straight. Got the Volvo just in front of Tony Scott.
When he gets this car sorted out completely, I tell you, it'll be an absolute flyer.
Well, this car is a sister car that won the British Touring Car Championship last year, so it's got good pedigree.
Morris still out in front now as he comes up into the hairpin area. Takes a different line to Brabham. See Brabham, he tucks in tighter there and gets a wider exit.
Well, a lot of the cars up the hairpin for the Alfa, down to first gear. Gets it very straight on the power. Behind the Volvo.
Tony Scott in the Volvo estate wagon now. You can see it waving all over in front of him.
The Volvo's not short on horsepower either. He's getting trouble getting past. Let's see what he can do under brakes.
Richards will dive up on the inside, does that, and rounds him up around the long way. What about the Alfa? What about Richards? They're hot today.
He's really getting into it. So he's moving up the field. The next one he's got in line is Graham Moore in the Opal.
So Richards now on the move in the Alfa, stalled it on the grid. What would have happened had he got off cleanly?
Well, certainly he's have to be one of the quickest cars on the circuit, that's for sure.
Brad Jones and Murphy teammates in the Audis now. And there's Richards. There's Richards. He is closing. Stephen Richards. Ah, this is great stuff. Look at the Opal. Lock him up with more. A flick of the wrist and round he goes. He straightens it up. It's got plenty of hoochie cooch this thing on there. How he gets it going. Works the gearbox nicely. Just all nice and neat. No fuss. No movement of the steering wheel. He comes up behind the Opal now. Will he get him under brakes? More knows he's there. Look at the kid closing.
The big thing is the tyre where all the guys are. There's a 6-tyre rule.
Oh, look at that. You're kidding. The tyre where he doesn't care about the tyres. Richards, what a fantastic move. Straight up the inside of Moore. Says, see you later, pal. Get on the end of the train.
Well, he's certainly getting through. But they've only got a 6-tyre rule. They've got to make the tyres last for 2 races and for qualifying. So it's going to be very interesting as the race progresses.
Tony Scott with a new wing on the Volvo. You'll see the black panel in the front spoiler. There it is. And that's given the car a better handling package, as you can see him up behind the Opal there. And the Alfa. This is Brad Jones. Oh, he's done it. He's gone off too. He's done a Jeff Allen. Well, they're obviously having tyres into the hairpin. You're going to come down the gearbox, get on the brakes hard, and they're just running out of brakes and rubber.
Well, they're going down from 5th down to 1st gear there, so it's a very heavy brake.
Jones a wagon in the Audi, out of contention now, though. Costly one. This is the story, Richards, as he closes in on the leading pack.
Now he's working on Murphy. The Audis have really struggled with straight line speed here with their weight and lack of horsepower at the wheels. The four-wheel drive cars have struggled a little bit.
Murphy, terrific talent, Murphy. I think he could go all the way in open wheelers. We've seen him in Formula Brabhams. He's quick. Young Stephen Richards, of course, in the Formula Ford has been very quick. So both of these drivers have open wheel experience, and here they are in tin tops and having another duel. So Murphy now, Richards closes up as they go through the kick and head down to the hairpin. Only a couple of corners on this circuit, but this is one of the most critical as they lock it up again, Murphy.
Now Richards is in 5th place, working on 4th place. He should pull up behind the Audi of Murphy going down this long straight.
Down they come, Murphy's out. It's no slouch down the big long straight either. You can see it winding itself up, but Richards will pounce under brakes, I would think. This car has been sensational under brakes. How when he comes out, you ride with him. On he goes, puts on the picks. Murphy holds him out though. Oh, stay with us. This is a ripper race. Welcome back, Stephen Richards, where we left him, right up behind Murphy now, and closing in the little Alpha. You ride with him now. Murphy on the brakes, and have a look at Richards. We've talked about the brakes on this car. Absolutely sensational. Comes up the inside. Murphy's trying to hold the line. Richards said, I can squeeze through, maybe. Now he gets the horsepower down, and just about makes it side by side. Oh, this is a dead set street fight here, and maybe a bit of a touch from Richards. No.
Now Richards will be right on the back, get the slipstream down the straight. The Audis traditionally have been very strong on the brakes, but Richards' Alpha has been surprisingly strong in that area.
Two young lions, two new faces in Australian motorsport, having a big dog fight down here at Tassie now. They come into the hairpin. You're riding with Richards, different line. He takes a narrower line in, comes out on the same racing line though as Murphy. The car a little bit more nimble, I think, the Alpha.
Yes, he seems to lose a little bit coming out of the corner, but now the straight line speed and the power of the Alpha catching up with Murphy.
Through the kink, and it'll be down on the brakes again, and he rushes up the inside and said, oh, what about that? I couldn't get you. Murphy says, hang on, I'm coming back at you. Oh, this is great stuff here. Oh, a touch. Murphy's gone bang straight in the back of Stephen Richards, and there is some body tail damage there too.
Yes, well, it shouldn't affect him too much. Oh, there it goes. He's got rid of it. Doesn't need it anymore. Now he can get on with the job of trying to catch up to Ellery. Into fourth place, looking for third.
Semi-naked Alfa Romeo now. It's got to upset the handling a little bit. That big wing's there for a reason, and you can see the wind actually get underneath it, lift it off and rip it off. So whether the handling will change now, we'll have to wait and see.
Okay, now riding with Tony Scott.
Scott comes up in the Volvo. Oh, gets a little bit out of control. Tony Scott's done it again. He's hit the grass. I tell you what, he should be a farmer, this bloke. He's plowed up plenty of fields this year.
Yeah, well, I think he's not going to go anywhere there. That is absolutely beach for the rest of the race.
Bad luck, Tony. Lights come on now from Morris as they come up through the traffic here. So it's still Morris and Brabham. Brabham about the same distance back. We haven't seen much of them because the action's been back with Richards.
Yes, well, Morris, got to remember, got pole. So Brabham's just had to keep station during the race and work their way. Now lapping some cars, a couple of privateers.
In with Morris down the BMW. Lines them up through the kink, and they'll go hard on the brakes in a moment. Through they come. That's Matthews and Tweedy.
And Matthews leading the Poker Privateer Cup just through consistency. He's hanging in there. The BMW's come through. Brabham in second, chasing Morris.
Well, he certainly made sure he got out of the way. He waved it through, and then virtually went up on the grass to let the 2 leaders through. Nothing wrong with that when you're that far back, but leading the Privateers Cup, good job there. 1 and 2, the beautifully turned out Diet Coke BMWs, with Paul Morris out in front. Jeffrey Brabham sits in behind him.
Ellery doing very well in third. Oh, Richards, he's right up there now, so Richards challenging for third place.
What about this drive from Richards? Stephen Richards, Ellery in the red and yellow BMW. He's in third. That's Murphy in behind him, but this is Richards. You ride with him now. He's been sensational here under brakes. He dives up again underneath Ellery. Watch him swinging around here. Get hard back on the power and the Alpha. Oh, that's the Italian horses really loose down the straight, and Ellery's just got blasted.
Richards into third, Ellery fourth. Murphy's been dragged along as well into fifth place. So great battle here. Front-wheel drive, rear-wheel drive, and four-wheel drive.
Yeah, great to see so many mates, but this has been the story of this race. The BMWs 1 and 2 doing it comfortably, but look at this. Murphy comes up now under brakes behind Ellery. He wants his spot back. Richards out in front, nose to tail they go. A real good battle here at Symmons Plains.
So Ellery copping big heat off Murphy. He doesn't want that. He wants to be able to get back, concentrate on getting back to Richards, but Murphy is going to make that job pretty tough.
What about this series, though? Look at the improvement from Stephen Ellery since he's been driving in the Super Tourers. He has come ahead leaps and bounds.
Absolutely, got a well-run team. He's being well looked after. Consistent running. Murphy has to go under brakes and gets him.
Murphy with the Audi up the inside. Beautiful stuff. Ellery tried to tuck down behind him. just couldn't make it, but gets right in underneath the slipstream.
So Ellery goes from 3rd to 5th in 2 laps.
Richards doing a pretty good job considering he's running a bottomless car at the moment. Oh, side by side, Ellery says, I'm going to take it back, and Murphy says you'll have to fight for it. What about this under brakes? The BMW beats the Audi that time round.
And Ellery gets back past, he's off again, he wants to get back to Richards, but Murphy's got different ideas.
Been a great race this, you know. There's been races within races, no doubt about this. Ellery's impressed me today. He's been cool under pressure. He's had plenty of pressure with a capital B. Murphy, we know he's no slouch in the Audi, and he's doing everything he can to work the kid. Up front, Stephen Richards now in the Alpha, has set sail after the 2 BMWs. I don't think he can catch him from here, but what a drive. Remember, he was stone motherless last on the grid after the car had stalled.
And Ellery is not going to leave that door open again for Murphy to get through. And the interesting thing is, we're looking at the BMWs of Morris and Brabham. Now Brabham getting closer to Morris, starting to work his way, trying to get the lead.
Faultless display by these two great drivers. Morris, gee whiz, he's good in anything he drives these days. A very mature young man, and he'll handle the pressure. Got the lights on and blazing. Jeffrey Brabham sits up behind him now, and they're heading around. Only a few laps to go. Stay with us. What a good race this has been. Welcome back. You're looking for the battle here for the Privateers Cup. And I mean, this is very, very important. These teams are running on very low budgets. We're looking at Matthews and Tweedy, but so important they do well, and they really have acquitted themselves well. They've let the quick guys go through, at the same time trying to protect their own place.
And Matthews being looked after by the veteran Bob Holman. He's actually leading the Toka Privateers Cup. Through Murphy. Murphy's gone off.
Ah, Murphy has gone right out on the paddock, and there's some bodywork hanging off the car. He's obviously had a dingle-dangle somewhere. Had to happen, him and Ellery. They've been using each other as a punching bag for about 4 or 5 laps, and the Audi's off.
And that was at the hairpin, so I don't know whether he sustained damage or he just got caught under pressure there. But Richards in 3rd place.
Stephen Richards has been the story of the race for me.
Oh, he's got gearbox problems. He can't select a gear. He switches it off, so that's the end of the day for Stephen Richards. That's really bad luck.
Yeah, I think you're right too, Warwick, because you could see him work the gear shift there, and he turned it straight off. So what bad luck. Well, bad luck for him and the Alpha. Good luck for the BMWs. Still in front, it's Morris and Brabham. Gee, Morris is a good driver these days. Doesn't matter what you throw at him, he'll hold you out, and I tell you what, he does it cleanly, and there's no more aggressive bloke on the track.
Also the team is just running very well. They're not having breakdowns. They're just running consistently, and they're out there all the time. And that's what it takes to win the championship.
Frank Gardner, of course, behind the Diet Coke team, and there hasn't been too many teams over the last 20 or 30 years that haven't performed well under the great man Frank Gardner. Well, here they go, nose to tail, no team orders. I wouldn't think. Morris has led Brabham a pretty merry chase today.
No, there's no team orders here. On board with Morris, down through the gears. There's an Audi. He's heading up to the lap of the Audi. The Audi wouldn't like that.
Can't believe it. Brad Jones could be lapped here. Wow, that would hurt Jones, let me tell you, because the Audis were competitive from the first time they turned a wheel here in Australia. In so much so that the Germans and Italians wanted to know what they've done to their cars.
Yes, but I don't think the track layout at Symmons Plains has suited the Audis. The high speed straights with the four-wheel drive, and the weight of the four-wheel drive has slowed them down a bit.
Here we go, Brad Jones up in front. This is Paul Morris. Just works the gearbox nice and easy, no hurry about it. He knows he doesn't want to do something silly here, but he's got to think of Brabham right behind him. Takes the outside line now, just powers past the Audi, down through the kick. Has Brabham got through? We'll see that in a second, I would think so. There we go. And
the interesting thing is the gear ratios are very different. Morris is using second gear at the hairpin, where Richards was using first, so different thoughts on the way the ratios should be done.
Well, Morris has picked the right one so far. He leads now. Brabham right behind him. Just a few corners to go as they start to head for the flag now. Morris and Brabham, they've been dominant for most of the year. There's been some challenges at them, but they've done it here in the first of the races at Symmons Plains. Recapping the results for you now. Paul Morris in the Diet Coke BMW first. Teammate Jeff Brabham, he was second. Stephen Ellery, terrific drive from him for third. Graham Moore, good place also on the Opal. Then we've got Brad Jones, Adderton, Hardman and Matthews. Let's have a look at the Drivers' Championship now. Paul Morris with 92 points from Jeff Brabham on 78. He's leaping away a bit, young Morris. Brad Jones on 64, then Murphy. Manufacturers' Championship, very important. BMW, 114 points. Audi, Volvo and Ford. Now the Privateers Cup. Matthews, Moore, O'Brien. Of course, O'Brien didn't race today. Ellery Nelson, Twitty Richards and Seymour.